Hi, everybody. I actually have another video tonight. Well, what it is I found this thing. It's another one of those I saw it on Yahoo things. But this is a very uplifting story for a change. What it is it was. This comes from the New York Daily News. And it was written by Christina Boyle there. It says Long Island Lovebirds celebrate 60-year anniversary at Waldorf Astoria and at 1950s prices. I mean, this story is adorable. Here's what the article says. It says it was a memento of their first night as man and wife. A receipt for $26.72 from the Waldorf Astoria, where Edith and Robert Scalise began their life of wedded bliss. Exactly 60 years later, the 85-year-old lovebirds checked into the famed Park Avenue Hotel for the second time in their lives and paid not a penny more. In honor of the Long Island's couple's long and happy life together, the hotel offered them a suite to celebrate their wedding anniversary and honored the same price they paid in 1950. We couldn't afford to stay in this hotel again after that night, Edith said. We used to come every once in a while for dinner, but I've been having this dream to stay here for years. The room in 1950 cost just $23.10. The restaurant bill was $3.47, and the telephone charge was 15 cents. They spent one night there as Mr. and Mrs. Scalise before heading to Bermuda on their honeymoon. Returning to the hotel, where now a representative said suites now go for between $600 to $800 a night, was a dream come true for the couple. Thursday's stay capped off a fairy tale day in which they stood side by side in St. Patrick's Cathedral to renew their wedding vows and then danced cheek to cheek like they were teenagers. These 60 years were the happiest of my life, Robert said to his wife at the altar of the Lady Chapel in the rear of the majestic Fifth Avenue Cathedral. I love you and will marry you again if you want for another 60 years. The couple met in 1936 at Brooklyn's Public School 157. The moment 12-year-old Robert set eyes on Edith, he was dazzled by her beauty, charm, and intelligence, and knew she was the one for him. Although they were always friends and went on a couple of dates, Edith needed a little more persuading. It wasn't until Robert was 22 years old and had returned from serving 3 years in the military that he finally won her heart for good. I always had feelings for Bob, Edith said. In my heart, I always knew there was something very positive about how I felt about him. I was just frightened by his big Italian family. The couple wed on May 20th, 1950, in a Williamsburg church, followed by a reception for 400 guests. Sounds familiar. This time around was a more modest affair, but the happy couple reveled in their second turn of wedded bliss. Edith was walked down the aisle by her 3 daughters, while their grandchildren and close friends looked on. She refused to let Robert see her white outfit before the big day, including her garter, and the couple could not take their eyes off each other. It's been an amazing journey, Robert said. I married my childhood sweetheart. I always knew I loved her. I always knew I wanted her. I guess we have kind of danced through life, Edith said. The secret is not to give up at the first fight. I'm so blessed to be married to you, she said to her husband as they exchanged rings for a second time. So am I, he replied. Yeah, I saw this, and it's actually got a video with it. And, I mean, the video is just adorable. I mean, it's these two little old people. And, I mean, I think it's great, to see a couple actually make it for 60 years. My grandparents made it for 60 years. And I tell you what, it's a pain in the butt to find a 60th anniversary wedding present. I mean, my grandparents were married for 60 years back in 2001. And anymore, I mean, there's been it's been a more common occurrence with people living longer that they've been seeing 60th wedding anniversary things. I mean, I actually, and this goes back to my grandparents being married 60 years, I actually researched it on the internet, and I ended up getting my grandparents this really beautiful um, photo stand. It was a kind of like a, like, I have to do it this way, like this, where there was like a frame. That's the word I was looking for, a frame. Really beautiful silver frame at Things Remembered. And I had it engraved. And, you know, it said, Happy 60th Wedding Anniversary, Mama and Papa, and it had the date on it. It was April the 12th, 2001 to be exact. It was Good Friday that year. And I had Mama and Papa, and I wrote Love Melanie at the bottom of it. And I found this really nice picture of them that they had taken when I was 4. And I remember them taking it because I was there when they did it. You know, and I mean, just Mama just was, that's my grandmother, was absolutely thrilled to death to see it. Because, I mean, she opened it up like this, and, you know, it was a really great picture of the both of them together. You know, of course, poor old Grandpa couldn't see. He was legally blind at that point. And Mama had to tell him what it was and who it was from. He just was thrilled to death with it. I mean, and it's just, matter of fact, my grandmother still has that frame with the picture of the two of them together sitting out at her house. And, you know, every time I go over to visit her, I see it, and it makes me smile. Because, I mean, like I said, it was a wicked good picture of them. And I think this is adorable that couple was married 60 years. You know, so I just thought I would share something uplifting here, even though it's not from Kentucky. Alright? And I thank you guys for watching, and have a good day. Bye.